Okay, guys, very good morning. Let us start Matlab, right? So in the previous classes, we had discussed some basic fundamental of the Matlab. So in that classes, we didn't have any loop system. Loop system means we want to do the numerical methods in iteration techniques. For example, first, second, third, fourth iterations, and we'll discuss thoroughly how we can do the looping system here. So along with this, we have to practice all the looping system, and there are lots of advantages and disadvantages in the looping systems are here. So now, if I come up here, if I share to all of you here the loop system here, Matlab loop types. So now the Matlab is like that. We need to do the practice every time. Now, if we are not doing the practice, we'll try to forget about these things here. The first, try to understand the figure here, whatever I have in this slide. Look here, how we can use the looping system. First, since if it is the looping system, it is coming right, coming like this. It is loop system, right? Looping system. Now look here. If I input from this side, suppose if I put here some condition, suppose if condition, right? So in case of flow chart, we had discussed there is two part. One is true part and one is false part, right? So what was the disadvantage of the if? The if will give the answer if it is true, right? If it is true, then it will give the answer. If it is false, it may show the 0, 0, or it is not going to show any answers are here. Now, if I use here conditions, so I can go here if condition is true, right? Then I have to put here conditional code. What is the conditions? Suppose error less than 10 to the power minus 5. Suppose the value less than 5, like this. So after putting here, again it move here. So one cycle complete, I is equal to 1. Again it come up here. Next iteration will come up. For example, in the case of Euler's modified methods, right? First iterations completed, then again I have to cross-check second conditions. Again, if again move along like this, again it is going to be cross-check other conditions. If condition satisfied, and this loop system is going on like this, right? So overall, in this slide is written here, there are many situations where we need to execute. Execute means we have to do the coordinations, right? So one condition, no problem, I got the answer, but I need number of iterations to move the second iteration. Again, I have to go in the next condition. So how to do? I have to use the looping system, right? First iterations, I got the answer, no issues. Now I have to go the next iteration. How to do? The looping system go automatically next. Suppose second step come up the answer, then I have to go third step. How can I go? Again, I have to use the loop system. Again, the loop system will move along this condition like this, right? So if we read here, Matlab provides various type of loops to handle the looping requirements, including while loops, for loops. Again, we'll discuss why we require different type of loop system, right? One is the for loop, what is the while loops, what is the nested loop? What is the difference all these three things? If you are trying to declare or write your own loops, you need to make sure that the loops are written as scripts and not directly in the command window. As the beginning of the class, we discussed that we have to write the program in the code in the script, means in the editor, M-file, right? Only the command window will give the commands on it. That's why this name is command. So command means I can give any command. Put the value of A, right? Just type the file name. So I can get a command, then I can get the answer. Therefore, if we want to create algorithms, write the loop system, any programming, we have to write a script, right? After writing here, how to do? We have discussed. We have to go in the new script. Once I open here our Matlab here, this is called a command, right? This is the called a command. If I want to display, suppose y is equal to 3, suppose 100, suppose here, if I put, so I have how it is coming. All of us know this one, right? So this is the command window. In the command window, we'll do only commands. But in the script, we have to write the program. How to go? Just go have new script here. If I go in a new script, this is the new script. So all the programming has to be in the script. Now come up in our loop type here again, while loop. I hope now you guys clear what is the loop system. Now, if we want to repeat in the loop system, suppose iterations I want to do first iteration, second, third, fourth iterations, then I have to put in the looping system. It may be for loop, it may be while loop, it may be nested loop. So what is the condition that where I should use the for loop, where I should use the nested loop, where I should use the while loop? These are the importance for all of us, because we cannot apply everything and every time. As per the requirement, I have to do the while loop, I have to do the for loop, I have to do the nested loop. Now come up here, what is the role of this one? The while loop repeatedly executes statements while a specific condition is true. We have to note down that the while loop will do the execution, right, while the statement is true. Statement is true means what? For example, in case of numerical solution of ordinary differential equation. Why I'm taking the example of this, because basically the lab is going to do numerical solutions are here. Here, suppose we have that differential equation dx dy is equal to f of xy. This is called general form of the differential equation, right? Now, if I solve this one, the solution will be by numerical method, what we can get approximate solution. We can get approximate solution. If I solve it, I can get approximate solution. Here I require the initial condition, right? Suppose x naught is equal to this y naught. Approximate solution. Now, if I solve this one by analytical method, means whatever we did in the previous semester, we can get the solution of this differential equation by using the analytical method, where we have calculated complementary function, particular integral. These are called the analytical method, and solution will be exact solution. Solution will be exact solution. Am I right? Now, the engineering problem is so much complex that we are not able to solve the analytical method. So we have to use the numerical method actually. Okay. Now, if we calculate the error, right? So we should write here actual minus approx. Right. Actual minus approx. Now, in case of engineering study, the actual solution may be coming from the experimental solutions. But in engineering solutions, in petroleum science, basically, actual we assume it is coming from the actual solutions or from experimentation, or we have the globally recognized solutions in the petroleum science. So now, if I try to find out the percentage of the error, or the error is suppose less than 10 to the power minus 10. My error should be less than 10 to the power minus 10, then only I have to do that. Now, if we observe in your numerical solution of ODE, now steps, iteration 1, 2, 3, we have to do that. How many steps I have to do, we don't know, right? Because we stop once the consecutive solutions become repeated. Otherwise, we are not going to stop it. Now, what is the advantage of this our while loop? Now, the advantage of the while loop is like this. Suppose if I write in the Matlab code like this, while while the error less than 10 to the power minus 10. Now I have to write here a statement, right? Statement. What is the advantage of the while loop is that I am telling that the error should be less than 10 to the power minus 10. Now, if statement is true, if the statement is true here, if the statement is true, it is written, the while loop repeatedly executes the statements while a specific condition is true. It means what? We are not going to input the number of steps we require. I use the while loop, while error less than 10 to the power minus 10. If it is true, it means what? If error becomes less than 10 to the power minus 10, the loop system automatically stops and it will give the answer. Yeah.
Like here error comes to the under the minus 10 to the power minus 10. So it works while loop. But if our value is greater than 10 to the power minus 10, then not work while loop.
See, while loop will work. It is working on until it is reached our destination. It is working. See, inside how many iterations it is done, we cannot see. We can see our answer only because you are fixing that I need the error should be 10 to the power minus 10. Until reaching up to this, the while loop is working on. It does not mean it is not working. It is working. That your destination is error should be less to the power 10 to the power minus 10. Then only it is stop. One will become less than this. The while loop, this is called an end. It stops automatically. This is one of the big advantages of the loop system. If I compare the for loop, we have 3 loops I have disclosed here: while loop, for loop, and nested loop. What is the advantage of the while loop? I can put my destination less than 10 to the power minus 10. Until it is coming, that loop system is working. If it is reached, it stops automatically. So, what is the syntax? Just write down, this is called a syntax. While, just compare the colors. While it is, right, if it is while loop, for loop, the color will be like this. From the color, we can identify why I write the program in the script file. If it is this color, means these are the old syntax. The syntax will come in this color. Now, what is the expression? It may be the condition. For example, I have put it here. I have put it here while error less than 10 to the power minus 10. This is the expression, right? Expression is you are as per your required, right? This is called the expression. This is called the expression. This is called expression, and it is as per me, as per the user. Statement means, suppose statement. A statement may be algorithm, may be formulas. For example, Euler's method. For example, Newton forward, backward. In the step of statement, I have to write the formulas. In the statement, I have to write the formulas or conditions. Right? So this is called a statement. Now, if I come up here, why I'm looking here is that here expression means I have put the condition less than, greater than, equal. Expression may be if error is equal to this, if solution is equal to this, if A is less than this. So expression I have to put. Statement means formula I have to put it. Formula. It may be Newton backward formula interpolations, Newton backward interpolation. I have to put the formulas here. Then I have to end the while loop. I have to stop it. Otherwise, for loop is going on. I have to stop it. So this is called a syntax. So write down the syntax: while, expression, statement, and every time loop has to be closed by end, end, end. If I am not putting end, it is not going to be stopped.
Running until
Means it shows some syntax error. Syntax error. So now come up here. The while loop repeatedly execute a program as long as the expression remains true. Whatever I am telling to you, right? As long as the statement you put in is true, it is going to be working on. Once reached, it stops automatically. That's why it is very important in numerical techniques. I can fix the solution should be like this, errors should be like this. So there is no requirement to do the 400 iterations. So in the theory process, it is we can do maximum 15-20 iterations in 1 hour or 2 hours. So we don't want, if equation is very much complex, it may take 2 hours to do the 10 iterations. Yes. So look here in the Matlab, nothing to do, just put the destinations, write the formulas, then I can get the solution automatically here. Now, and expression is true when the result is normative and contains all non-zero elements, logical or real numeric. Otherwise, the expression is false. Expression means the conditions should be valid. Whatever I can give the conditions in the meaning of this line was this. So suppose take one example here. Suppose I have input. See here, at present we are trying to understand the looping system. That's why examples are very simple. Got the point? At present we are trying to take the example very simple. What is the meaning that we are trying to understand the loop system, not the numerical method, right? Yes. So once we become while loop is working like this, then I apply while loop in the numerical methods. Once I become expert in the for loop, then I apply in the numerical methods. So examples are taken very simple that we can understand the loop system are here. So suppose A is equal to 10. Okay. Then while loop, see this percentage is called a comments. The percentage, if I put the percentage before the line become in this color, green color. It means that the Matlab is not going to run this line. That's why I put it here. While loop execution means this is the example of while loop. If somebody forgot this one, then I can write the comment. Comments means I have to put here percentage. Okay. While now we put the condition A is less than 20. Then only it going to display. It display, right? The print means we have to print the output, right? What is the statement? This is a statement. A is equal to A plus 1. I am taking very small formula, right? Instead of this, we can put the Newton forward interpolation formula, Newton backward interpolation. It means that this is the expression, and this is our A is equal to A plus 1. This is the formula, means statement, and I have to end here. Now the display will be like this. This F print F is very much important syntax. We have to remember F print F.
It is already default syntax. F print F.
Means if I want to display, I should write. See, these two are put it as per our choice. The syntax is while and end. In between it, I have to put as per my requirement. Got the point? Yes, sir. Syntax is while and end. Inside as per our requirement. Right? Now, this is the one of the syntax of the printf. Printf. Now, if I go in the Matlab help, I can get printf. Just type there, you can get how to put all these things in the help. See here, the value of A inside inverted comma, whatever I'm writing here inside the inverted comma in the printf, it is going to display on the screen in the output. F printf bracket inside the inverted comma, if I put value of A, means it is going to print it in the output. Now, if I print in the A4 size paper, in the A4 size paper, it is coming the value of A. And it is not coming %d/n, right? This is the syntax. It displays the answer in column wise. And this is the syntax we have to remember. That's why I'm telling you that if I don't have practice too much, I forgot everything. So we have to maintain one diary for the Matlab class. In the diary, we have to note down that I can see the diary. What was the syntax of the print F print? Right. Now look here. If I'm not putting percentage D slash N, then only display in column wise, otherwise display means not systematic manner. Now, comma A. Comma A means I want to print the value of A, which is less than 20. Up to 90, it is going to print here. Now, logic is here. A is equal to A plus 1 means 11. It will print from 11, right? And A is equal to this A, 10, 11, 12, 13, up to 19, it will print. Now, let us try to do this is in our less than 20.
If A's value is 19, then print last value of A is
The while is telling there the loop will run if the value of A is less than 20. Means the loop will working once the value of A reaches 19, it stops.
So value will be print like A is equal to A plus 1. Then 19 is equal to 19 plus 1, so 20 print hoga na last.
20 is not going to print. See, the Okay, guys, can you hear me online, guys, now?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Yes, because we had some the network issue here, so we had a skip. Now it is coming up again. So we had talked regarding our loop system. Now come up here in our loop system now. I need to log in here. It is not working till now. Let's do after that. Look here. What about the Matlab is working or not? I have to see the Matlab also. That's one is already there. Okay, okay, Matlab is working now. Okay. Now rest, where it is gone. Now come up here, right? So I need only this one for the calculation purpose. Now come up here. While loop, the logic was that, just look here logic, that A is equal to 10. I have input here. Now in a real calculations, I am not put like this. So I'm showing here how to write here. So while if A is less than 20, then it is going to be displayed. The formula is A is equal to A plus 1. I can write A plus 2 also, right?
Yes.
So it is as for the logic. That's why I was telling you that in between while and end, this is in our hand. In between while and end, it is in our hand, right? The formula may be Newton forward, backward, Stirling, maybe Euler's, modified Euler's, Simpson one-third, trapezoidal, everything can be there in between it. But the logic is like this, while it is this and this. Now, if I try to do here my Matlab programming here, after that, just look here. Now, do one thing. Suppose I am not going to write A is equal to, I don't want to write A is equal to 10 here. I want to input, this is from my command window. Because it is not possible. Suppose in case of Newton forward, backward interpolation, suppose I want to input the value of x0 to x1000. It's difficult to input for me. So there is one of the syntax is load. This also one of the syntax load. Suppose I have Excel sheet this one. So now if I put the name of the Excel sheet here like this, then I can get this one. Okay, this is one of the method.
Can we use input method?
Yes, now today we try to use the input. Suppose A is equal to input like this, input, like inverted comma single, right? Enter. Whatever I'm going to write inside the inverted comma is going to print it on the screen, right? Enter the value of A. Value of A. So it is going to print like this, right? Enter the value of A, right? Those who are working in the Matlab directly just type here, then use the while loop. Yes, here. Where?
सर वो हमने ये लगाया ना सर, तो उसके बाद हम कॉमा लगाएंगे ताकि वो एक ही वैल्यू एग्जीक्यूट हो.
No issue. It is this one. While A is less than 20. Just look here, right? Where A is less than 20, or you can as per your choice. Now rest are as it is. It is as it is. Print F as it is side down, right? Print F the value of this here. Now, if my Matlab is working here, I can use here. If my Matlab is working here, if it is working here, I don't know. This is not. Here it is working here already. Here I have now go to script here. Try to write here. For example, I want to write A is equal to input. Just this one. Inside this I put this, right? Input this. Enter the value of A, right? If this color become this pink color, it means you use this one, mean it is going to display here, right? Now write down here while it is coming green, right? While bracket A less than 20, right? Now inside it, now it is our choice now. Print F, print everything here. So I don't want to type here, so I'm just putting here, from here. I can put here directly from my screen here. I can put here where it is gone. I don't know. They're here, right? Now, thing is that I can copy this also. It is very easy to copy here. So just let us type here F print F noises. F print F. I can type here. Right? F print F. F print F. Right? Inverted comma. See here. It is display automatically what should be our syntax. F print F. The value of A. Percentage D, right? Slash and I put inverted comma, okay, comma A. It is going to display the A, right? After this one, A is equal to A plus 1, right? Then I have to end here, END. Now while it is stop here. It is okay?
Yes.
Now, if I want to run here, I have to first save it. I have to save it. It's taking some time to save this one. Number as per your choice, but don't put too much length in them. Just put test. We are just doing the test of the while loop, right? I can put test here. It is saving now still, right? Yes. Now next of, if I put here tst test, save it. So now I can run here, right? Add to the part. Yes. See, here it is seen that change the directory or it is add to the part. Have you seen this one? Because I have to add the part means suppose I have saved this file in the desktop. I have to save it in the desktop, but my Matlab software, the folder is not in the desktop. It is in something in the C and somewhere. It means what? The part of this program I have saved and then it is going to be added. If I change the part, same thing here, add or change. So this is a bridge up. So now enter the value of A. Suppose it is now my choice. Now if I put 10, and I put 19 for this 20 here, but A 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19.
Sir, why it is like not coming in column and
Percentage
Because
C.
of that \n.
Yes, yes. One thing I have to put it here. No.
Sir, I think we have to remove \n.
No. Just wait here. Let us cross check here. value of A, see, value of this comma this, and see here, if I remove this semicolon, I can get A also. But if I put this semicolon, the A20 is not going to display it. But I record here less than 20, so that's why we put it here semicolon. I mean, it is not going to be displayed there. Now come up here, printf the value of a this percentage d slash end. I don't know why the command is not working here. I don't know why command is not working here. So the value of a percentage d.
Sir, that backslash n is causing it.
And sir, here inverted. Sir, after a plus 1.
F print f the value of a colon this.
We have to record that parts also.
First put here, if I put here 10, now it is coming. Due to here I put it the colon. What is the role of the colon is that it bring in the second line. So this was not coming systematically. Now here 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 here. Now if I remove here, remove here this semicolon, display will be up to 20 will come up here. But thing is that the confusion is that A is less than 20. It means A take the value up to 19. The input take the value up to 19. The formula is 1 plus A. Automatically display up to 20, but our requirement is up to less than 20. So we close it after putting the semicolon. So now it is showing the automatically. Now, if I try to change the value of here some formula, suppose if I try to put here these two, what happened? If I put this A by 2, the display will be, it is again hang here. If there is small semicolon common is changed, then the program is not going to run here. Now it is hang, so let us come for here. Enter the value of A, enter 10 here. Don't know why it is coming here like this.
सर हमने जो 0 से स्टार्ट किया मतलब 0.01 सभी वैल्यू ले रहा है
yes so means it take maybe 4 hours. That's why I'm telling you that whenever we do the programming, it may take sometime 1 week.
If we take only integer,
then will be means it take the integer values. This type of program I have here, if it is a prime number, everything here. Now command for the for loop now come up. Yes.
सर आप जो a+1 किया है सर आप int का फंक्शन लगा के एक बार ट्राई करो कि वो
हम उसको बाद में करेंगे. So now coming here for loop here. What is the difference the for loop and the while loop? In case of while loop, there is no range. If someone talking about the difference between this, the difference is that there is no range in the while loop, but in the for loop we have some range. Means how many iterations I want to do. So this is not too much applicable in our numerical techniques. See, because I don't know the iteration. Suppose if I try to solve differential equations, how many iterations I have to do by the Euler's method, I don't know. I will stop if the consecutive iterations are repeated the values, then only I stop it. But here, how many number of iterations I have to do, I don't know. So most of the cases, it is very difficult to do the for loop in the numerical methods also, right? Because I have to cross-check hit and trial form. I put here range 1 to 1000. answer is coming, then I have to stop here. If not, then I have to increase the number of iterations. Like this. Now come up here. If I read, a for loop is a repetition control structure, right? That allow you to efficiently write a loop that needs to be executed a specific number of times. Specific number of times. It means suppose I have put a 1 to 1000, means it will do the 1000 number of iterations. Whether answer is coming or not, it does not matter. Got the point?
Yes.
Answer is coming or not, it does not matter. After 1000, it is become automatically stopped. But in the while loop, what will do that? The while loop will give the answer. If I put the destinations, the answer should be here. Then while loop will be stopped there. But in the for loop, I have to put the range. How many times I have to do the repeat here? Now here, same thing here. I can explain this figure. How many times it is going to be repeated? This is the range, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many times? Right? How many times it is going to repeat? Right? So I have to put a range. What is the here? For and end. In between here, index is equal to value means this is called a range. So in between for and end, rest are our hand. Here index is equal to value. Sometimes may become confusion. This is called a range. Now, in case of for loop here, in case of for loop, what we'll do here? For here, this is called a range. How many range I want to give? 1 to 1000, like this, right? Then here I have to write a statement. Statement means it may be formulas, it may be equations, right? So range as per choice I have to put here. Statement may be the formulas, equation, it may be Euler's methods, it may be Newton forward backward, then I have to end here, right? This is the range. Sometimes they write the index. Index is the more technical language. So, but it is in the short, it is range. 1 to 2, 1 to 1000, like this. Statement means I have to put the formulas. Same thing here, I can write a f print f if I want to print here, right? So f print f, I can put it is everywhere. I can put f print f everywhere if I want to print. But it should be before the end. Otherwise, it is coming out of the range. So f print f, it is the common for all looping system. Even if there is no loop system, I can write f print f here, right? So it is written here, number of languages are here, but look here, it is very much intermittent, right? Can be one of the following forms. It is very much important here. First thing is that I have to put the syntax for range, statement, and our end. Now come up here in if well, right? It is not required to. Very much important is this one. Variable arrays, right? VAL, this is called a variable array. The third one is most important here. Create a column vector index from the subsequent columns of an array, right? This is a syntax, VAL array. And this is inbuilt function which is available in the Matlab, right? On the each iteration, for example, on the fourth iteration, index is equal to, suppose if I write index is equal to variable array column comma 1, it means it display in one column, right? Means it input in one columns, like this. This is a syntax, variable array bracket column comma 1. It can display all the input in one column, but
our output in a column J.
Yeah, but we don't want to use this one. I'll do direct from the Excel sheet, right? How to read this one? The loop execute of maximum number of n times, where n is the number of column of this. N is the required number of columns, right? Now, given the number this, the input variable array can be of any form data type, including string, cell, array, or structure. So this variable array is the one of the syntax where we can input this one, but we have idea that how to input the A in the vector form. Because in the last class, we had discussed how to form the matrices, right? So we are not going to apply here. Either we can input the matrix form, column form, row form, or we can import the Excel sheet directly. So for petroleum engineers, important is we want to input the Excel sheet. Suppose I have while log system. Suppose I have, in case of while log system here, suppose while log system, suppose sonic log is here, right? Suppose we have a sonic log, right? So I can get the values here, x0, x1, x2, up to it may be 1000, right? And I want to do the analysis as a petroleum engineer. Suppose this is def and suppose this is travel time. By using the interpolation technique. From the velocity, I can get travel time, right? See here, suppose this is def, and suppose we have the velocity here. Suppose here it is velocity V0 like this, V 1000. Then by using the number of formulas, we can get the travel times. Or if I have travel times, I can get the velocity, everything here. Now, suppose graph is coming like this. Suppose def is increasing here from here, right? Suppose 0 to like this. Def is increasing like this. Suppose def signify minus minus, right? So we put 0 to this like this, right? 0 to like this, we take suppose like this, increasing like this. Increasing def, suppose travel time is increasing also this side. Travel time is increasing this side also. About this side, we have put at the increasing the travel time. It's very slow. It is increasing. So this was the graph, the model we have developed by using the interpolations. Suppose this is the graph, which is called the polynomial. Model polynomial. Model polynomial. Right? Here, according to the data, I can use the cubical spline, Newton forward, backward, right? I can use the Stirling interpolations. Ultimately, I can get y is equal to f of x. So in the for loop, we can apply this system. So what we'll do here, that in the case of for loop here, suppose I is the variable which is moved. Suppose surface means 0, say surface. Very disturbance today. 0 to n. Yes, it is not working. 0 to n here something. Then I have to appear here all last statements, right? Statement that I have to end here. Last, I have to float the result. The plotting will be here, depth versus time. Finally, before the end, I have to plot the figure, depth versus time. So in the previous class, we had discussed how to plot the figures. Then we'll put the semicolon everywhere. Last, as a petroleum engineers or engineers in the Matlab will give only figure. We are not see same thing in the petrol software, everything. Input it, they will give your figures. Same thing in the Matlab also. What we can do that, input these values. This will be displayed on the screen. For example, here, for example, if I want to take here, for example, here in this here, for example, like this. Suppose x is equal to suppose 1 to 1000. Something coming here mistake. It should not be like this. It should be semicolon. X is equal to 1 to this one, right? And y is equal to sine of x, and I don't want to display it. Now I want to plot it. Plot x comma y here. Because it is see, my target was that we'll input depth, we input the velocity, and our output will be here only depth versus travel time. So in between the for loop, I have to write all the formulas. How to convert velocity to the travel time, right? Or how to convert travel time to velocity, right? How we have to convert. After that, see, finally our output will be like this. I don't want in between. I don't want to show anyone. Give me the Excel sheet where the sonic log is given to you. Where the I have the means different log system. For example, sonic log. For example, SP log. For example, caliber log. For example, resistivity log. Give me the data. I'll make a programming language. I input the Excel sheet. The customer will get only this one. I am not telling inside what is happening. Otherwise, I cannot get the customer in the consultation. Right?
Yes, sir.
If I have some consultant company, why should I display? If the petrol industry, whatever they have developed, if they disclose the inside it, there is the meaning of buying of the petrol.
Yes.
That's our aim should be there. Our aim should be there. You develop any of the program, it does not mean only Matlab. It may be Python, it may be Matlab, it may be different things are here. Right now, write down here the right. Suppose 0 to 1000 meter. Right now write down here all the statements. All the statements. Statements may be here. How to convert. How to convert velocity to travel time. Means there will be formulas, right? Number B, interpolation formula. Write down the formulas as per the appropriate. After getting the formulas, I'll plot depth versus this. Then I'll end this one. See, these are all the called as statement. These are known as the statements. Now, I am not going to repeat the Newton forward interpolation formula in the lab class because you do the calculations already in the theory classes. For example, Simpson one-third rule, you know the formulas. For example, Euler's method to solve the ODE, you know the formulas. So I'm not going to write here formula systematically in the lab class. My aim is that how to write the for loop, how to plot, and how can get the answer. In between, how to convert velocity to time. I have to do that. Just write the formulas. Then how to do the interpolations, we have to write the formulas. Then see, everywhere I'll put a semicolon. I don't want to disclose anything. I will disclose only print, which is plot. Okay, this is only one of the examples of if I do the formations of this in terms of oil logging system. Now, if I try to use in a reservoir and simulation modeling, right? Reservoir modeling, right? Same things I have here. I have here partial differential equation. I have here partial. Now I have to solve it by using the for loop because there is a number of iterations will be there. Ultimately, my solution will come like this. Suppose capillary pressure and length. My answer will be here. How the capillary pressure it changes with the length. Only my program should display the figure. Inside I don't want to do. For example, same thing here. If I solve the PDE, there are a number of methods. Now suppose here length and suppose here water saturation. Length and water saturation. How it is changed? How it is changed with the length? See, these are the parameters: capillary pressure and water saturation and gases in the reservoir simulation and modeling. Now, if I solve this one, I have to write inside a statement all the formulas. I have to write us in the formulas, then plot capillary pressure versus length, plot water saturation versus length. Then I'll get the answer. In between, we have to do our formula statement. It may be maybe 100 lines sometimes. In between the for loop, there may be 100 lines. Because if I see, we have in unit number 3, the end of the unit 3, we have numerical solution of partial differential equation. That time we have 3 methods: implicit, explicit, and Craig-Nicholson's methods are there. If I do this one, it may require 100 lines in between it. It may take 4 hours to run the program. Here it is take 5 minutes to run this small plotting.
But when we writing the statements, like we are writing our formula, so it will take much time, sir.
Once, but it is a lifetime. Not only to pass the semester 4 lab exam. Once you do the coding, it is lifetime. Yes. Anytime I can use it. And again, I can develop this code maybe from 100 lines to 50 lines. Once I become more expert, then I become to write the program in short manners. Beginning, we write the program in lengthy process. Once you become expert, we reduce it. Okay, but it is a lifetime. Yes. You do the job in ONDC, GAIL, Indian Oil, now you can apply it everywhere. Okay, now come up here in the next system here. For example, look here. For A is equal to this. I told you range. Sometimes we become index, we become confused. But index is the more technical language. In the beginning language, this is called the range. I put the range here. 10 to 20 range. F print F this F print F can be applied everywhere. So we have to remember this one. Now it is going to move 10 to 20. It is going to move 10 to 20. Now in between it, if I want to do some statements, addition, multiplication, subtraction of A, then it will do accordingly. In between for an end, if I want to apply A plus 1, A minus 1, A plus 2, accordingly you do the operations. So keep your mind, inside the loop, I have to put my formulas. It may be A plus 2, it may be A plus 3, it may be Newton forward interpolations, it may be Simpson one-term integrations, it may be bisections to solve the algebraic equations, it may be Gauss-Seidel methods, it may be our Euler's method. In between it, put it.
It may vary as our requirement.
As per our situations and our requirement. Got the point? Now, here, second here, this display, DISP, display is one of the syntax. It displays very nicely in this format, but sometimes we may forget this one. The best one is this one, F print F. Means it will do alternate of this one, right? This is this, right? DIPS. It do the same works as this, but more powerful is this one. Means every time I can write as per my choice. That's why you remember this one. So it is displayed like this, but it is displayed in the decimal form because it is here. Increment is here. What is the range? Beginning is 1, end is 0, increment is minus 0.1. Increment. Got the point? See, in case of for loop, if I write A is equal to 10 is to 20, increment will be 10 to 20 by 1 increment. 10, 11, 12, 13 up to 20. Now, if I write for A is equal to 1.0, this is minus 0.1, it means increment is minus 1, right? If I am not putting the between increment, it take the by default 1 increment. One increment, one increment.
Addition.
Yes, space size. For example, here it is 10, 20 means 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now, if I write the length, it is 10, this, 2, this. It means I can get 10, 12, 14, 16 like this. Okay. Now, it is by default. If there is no any the middle one, it is by default. But if I put a middle, so I have to speak that increment should be by 2 or by 1 by 3 like this. Okay. These are the cases maybe here. Now, come up here. Next is nested. After that, I will stop it, right? After that, nested, we can stop here. Nested means inside the for loop, we want to use another for loop. Right? Why it is required? Why it is required? I will explain to you as a petroleum engineers. Just I have plotted one graph. One was that pressure versus length and water saturation versus length was there. Now, how it is come actually here? Any of the engineering studies should be discretized. It may be square form, it may be rectangle form in different form. So generally, we represent this x-axis as a I, we represent this is as a j in general. Right? So this is our number of rows. Means we have discretized it. How many rows? 1, 2, 3, 4. Then this is the column. Like this. So to signify this one, we require a for loop, nested for loop. Why it is see? Suppose I move from 1 to 10. But they move from here 1 to 20 maybe. Yes or no? Why we record a nested loop system in the grid system? Now, if I want to come in this location, suppose this is I, j location. If I move right side, I plus 1. If I move left side, I minus 1. If I move above, j plus 1. If I move this, j minus 1 by keeping I constant. That's why for loop means we have nested loop. I have to move along this, I have to move along this. That's why we require the nested loop system. It means it is more than one loop. Look here. Yes, if I want to solve any type of 2D cases, but most probably in the case of petroleum engineers, it become 2D. Most of the cases are here. Okay, now.
Like we have one function, and that in that function we have put another function, and then this function goes into that function and print our output.
Like this, yeah. Thus, I have to move this. I have to move this. It means this location is dependent of this and this. So I have to define this function. I have to define this function. Whatever you are telling there, right? We have to define this function. This I'll explain here. Here in this figure here. Look here. Matlab also allows to use one loop inside another loop. inside the for loop, we can put 3, 4, 5 loops. If it is 3 dimensions, I have to put another loop. Yes or no? If it is 3 dimensions, I have to again input another loop. Now look here. If M is 1 to J, just imagine my figure. Just imagine my figure. If I 1 to 10, if J 1 to 20. So I, J, K doesn't matter. Just understand the concept. If I move this, suppose I, if I move this, suppose J, or someone K, M, N, L, doesn't matter. Just find out the concept. This is the concept. We have to do that. Now come up here. If M, I move, suppose length, but simultaneously I have to move along the top also. Write down the statement. What is the formula? Write down the statement here. Write down the statement. Okay. For example, one of the statement is partial differential equations, which is the function of capillary pressure and water saturation, right? And which is the function of, right? U is the function of capillary pressure and water saturation. So I have one formula for capillary pressure. I have one formula for water saturation. Exactly what I was telling is there. So now use the loop here and you use the loop here. So now graph will be coming like this. Suppose capillary pressure, how it is with X. Suppose this is water saturation, how it is coming like this. So in the statement, I have to write this long experiment. I have to write the long experiment here. Long expression in the statement I have to put there. Inside the statement, I have to put the formula of the capillary pressure. I have to put the formula of the water saturation. Now here, before this end, but here I have to put what? F print F. Display now PC and water saturation and capillary pressure. After that, I don't plot. Right? Plot the depth versus then the capillary pressures, depth versus water saturation. So and here inside the while we can put some processor here. How many iterations in the for loop? But in case of while loop, in the x-axis, what is our expectations? I move less than suppose 10 centimeter. In y-axis, suppose I move less than 100 centimeter. So here I have to put here less than 100 centimeter, less than here 20 centimeter. Write down the formula. Formula may be what is the formula of the capillary pressure? What is the formula of the water saturation? Then we'll do that. And we have the plot here depth versus capillary pressures, depth versus water saturation. Will come up here. And in case of interpolation, we can get the velocity versus depth, time versus depth. We can get in the solution here. Okay. So this is inside the loop. We can use another loop. In the higher study, what we'll do that we mix up for loop and while loop also. Suppose I have fixed this is less than this, but in other case I don't want to fix it. So we can mix also here. But here we are not fixing here. Now, after this example, I'll stop here and you try to understand here what is the prime number. But the thing is that we are just trying to understand the looping system. But from the next class, maybe we use the interpolation technique. How to do the Newton forward, backward, Stirling interpolation will do. Right? Yes. But today we have understood what is the if, else, if, what is the looping system, nested loop, while loop, this. Once you have understood this one, interpolation will take only one day. Means 1 lecture, means 2-hour lecture. Same thing, if this Newton forward, put the Newton backward formula. And we get the answer. It means that in a single day, we can complete 5 to 6 experiments. That's why I'm trying to explain is that how to do the for and while loop. Otherwise, I have to memorize. If I do the loop, while loop, for loop, everything, then I can write my own experiments. And I have all the experiments already. So I have to display it. Now, this suppose MOD, what is that? Suppose I have confused here. Just do one thing. in the Matlab, take the help here, search here. Just search here what is MOD.
Module.
No. Here Matlab MOD represent the remainder. Suppose if I divide A by B, what is the remainder? So it is not whatever we had, it is same in the Matlab. It is different because now here we are planning to discuss about our prime number, right? We can use to nested for loop to display the prime number from 1 to 100. Prime number, we have to decide in between 1 to 100, what are the prime numbers I want to display. Before that, now if I want to do that, first I should know what is the prime number. Before doing the interpolation, I should know what is the interpolation and what are the methods of the interpolation. Then only I can develop the formulas. If I cannot develop the formula, how can I write in the statements? I should write the statement. See now here, see for example, prime number, the definition was that it should be divisible by itself only. 2, 3, 5, 7, right? Means I cannot divide the prime number with the others. That's why it is written there. Suppose I should take now 2 series because I want to cross check they're divisible or not. Yes or no? I should take the 2 series. Is it divisible or not? That's why I need I and I need the J. Now look here. For 2 to 100, why? We know that 1 is not prime number. Right. So we took it is from 2 onwards to here. If see inside the for loop, I have written that statement. Statement may be conditional statement. Conditional means if else if. Right? If else if, these are the conditional statements. So inside I have to put he. What was the notation of this one? Before the mod, I have written this one. This notation, what is this? No. This equivalent signifies not equal. In the first or second class, we had discussed that number of operators. Now, if mod I comma j, it means that if there is no remainder, right? If there is no remainders, mod I comma j, if there is no remainder means it is divisible. Remainder kahan rahega? If it is not divisible. For example here, if I want to divide 4 by 2, right? If by 2 here, I can get a 4, 0. Right? Now, if I write this mod I comma j means there is no remainder. Means I can divide completely.
So it will only output as a not our remainder value.
We require only prime numbers. Now see here.
We should also write in that say that mod I comma j is double equal to.
See here.
We have a class of
Okay. Now, just think about this one. What is the logic of prime number? Today I'll stop here. At 2 p.m. we have one more classes. We'll start from here only. So to write the algorithm, we should know that one. If it is a prime number, I should develop the algorithm. See in the semester 1, 2, 3, I always talk the flow charts. The flow charts will come now here. After the flow charts, we have to develop algorithm. That's why in the assessment number 1, I asked that develop the algorithm for Gauss seidel. If I can develop the algorithm, then I can write the program. There was a special intention. I train you from the semester 1. Why I'm telling all these things that they're going to be utilized in your engineering, petroleum engineers. So we should know the flow, sir, how it is flow. Then we have to develop algorithm. So we have to develop algorithm for prime number. Then only I can write the program. If I know the Newton forward interpolation, then only I can write the programs. If I don't know, then I cannot write the program for Newton forward interpolations. But the point. So think about this one. So we will look about the loop system. Now I hope today we have roughly understood that we have mainly three types of loop system: while loop, for loop, and nested loop. The difference between for loop and while loop is that in case of for loop, we have to give the range, number of times of execution. But in the case of while loop, we put the conditions. According to the conditions, it is going to be executed. In the case of nested, we have to add more than one loop. It may be two for loops, it may be two while loops are there, right? So here, one example is there for prime numbers. See, 2 is prime, 3 is prime. Here, all are prime numbers, right? Then we can talk about loop control statement, how we can control the loops. Again, we'll discuss in the next class here. Then we'll discuss the break statement, right? How we can terminate. How we can terminate this one, right? How we can terminate, at what conditions we can terminate that, all these things, right? And after that, we have the continue statement, right? We can break or we can continue, right? The break is important if we do about the while looping system. If we do the lithology analysis, so we have number of different formations. So sometimes we have to break because there is a different formations, and we have to apply the loop in another next depth, and we can get another formations. Then we have to use another looping system. So break and continue is very much important as a petroleum engineers.
Like we have only one formation, so we can go up to continue.
Yes.
While we have different formations, so we can break.
Break, continue, break, continue. Break, then continue from the beginning. That one, and I have to connect with it.
Sir, then it is also lengthy, no, sir?
It doesn't matter. See, in the classroom, it is 10-15 lines. You see, engineering, it may be 1,000 lines sometime because you're doing the lifetime.
Yes.
It may take 1 week to run the program. And our normal laptop is not working here.
Yes, sir.
So we need the high computing. So we have also designed some program. It takes us 2 days to run the program. So now, if I want to apply in the petroleum engineer, in the reservoir simulations or drilling engineering, don't expect that I am doing the 10 lines and write the program in 2 minutes. It is not. In the classroom, we are doing the training that how we can do all this looping system, right? So here, for loop, while loop, nested loop, and what is the breaking statement, what is the continuing statement. These are the main of the looping system for the petroleum engineers. After that, now it is in your hand that if I have interest in the reservoir engineering, so I'll develop the programming code software for the petroleum engineering in reservoir branch. If I'm interested in drilling, you can develop the toolbox. You can develop a toolbox by doing all this programming language. Okay, guys, online guys, any difficulties in today's lecture?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
In while loop per percentage, what is the signification of percentage? जी मतलब वो सिर्फ डॉक्यूमेंटेशन के लिए रेफर किया है या फिर डिस्प्ले करने के लिए?
It is for to display it because in the fprintf, right? In the fprintf, we have one special syntax. I have to apply this syntax only, then I can get the display systematically. Otherwise, the display will be not systematically displayed. It is displayed randomly. Now, if I write fprintf, right, %d/n, so I can get very systematic display here. And while loop is there, while loop is one type of conditional. I have to put a condition that if it is less than or higher than, then looping system will be automatically stopped. For example, percentage of the error. Suppose the in the reservoir analysis, if I wanted the percentage of the error should be suppose less than 3%, then the looping system will do number of iterations inside it. Then once the error becomes less than 3%, then it is become automatically stopped. Anyone? So again, we'll meet in the next class. That we'll start what is the breaking, what is the continue, how we can break, how we can continue the this looping system. I hope it is okay. Okay, thank you very much. We'll meet in the next class.